There are plenty of creatures threatened by the human race, but none, I'd argue, as beautiful or as charismatic as this one, the biggest of the world's big cats, the Amur or Siberian tiger.
Fewer than 500 of these magnificent creatures exist in isolated populations in the foothills of Siberia. They need vast tracts of forest, but increased logging and poaching for fur and Chinese medicine means their status is critically endangered, and their gene pool is tiny. And that's where captive tigers like Vladimir come in. The hope is that he will breed, and his grandchildren could return to the wild.
But if that's going to happen, there's going to have to be a highly dangerous mission to accomplish first. We're going to move Vladimir from his current home in Scotland to a new life in a brand spanking purpose-built enclosure in Doncaster. No one ever said it was going to be easy.
Vladimir made headlines when he was born at the Highland Wildlife Park near Aviemore 2 years ago. Now it's his turn to father the next generation when he arrives in Yorkshire to play a part in the European breeding programme for the Amur tiger.
Reintroduction is the holy grail for all breeding programmes. There's a lot of things that have to happen first before you can start working on that, and that is that the habitat is safe. And so the reasons why the animals are becoming very rare in the wild is taken away, so that the ones that you put back actually have a decent chance. If man cannot save the tiger, which is surely one of the most charismatic, most beautiful species on earth, then what hope is there for the rest of the animals and biodiversity that we've got?
Work started on the Doncaster tiger enclosure last December. It's going to be one of the biggest in Europe and also one of the most expensive. Housing a tiger is throwing up some familiar problems for the team at the wildlife park, who had to cope with 13 lions last year. But the same rules still apply. It's got to be big and highly secure.
It's going to be very different from the lion rescue. That was very much about animal welfare. However, this is about conservation. In my lifetime, we've lost 2 subspecies of tiger, and the Amur tiger race is right on the brink of extinction. That's why it's so important that Vladimir plays a role in ensuring the Amur tiger gene pool is kept as healthy and as diverse as possible. Everything about the Amur or Siberian tiger is incredibly impressive. They're just right down in front of me now, and they are massive, power-packed animals. But for me, what's equally as impressive is this wonderful enclosure they're in. In many ways, this replicates what the habitat is like for the tiger in eastern Siberia. And of course, this is what John and Cheryl and the team at Yorkshire Wildlife Park will be trying to imitate. And you can see here where they're finishing off their dinner, because of course, in the wild, they'll be catching wild pigs, deer, that even take on brown or black bears. Can you imagine that? A tiger attacking and killing and eating a brown bear.
It's now nearly the end of February and the start of a new chapter in Vladimir's life, which will see him move to England.
More carnivores are better for me, I'm afraid, you know.
And it's the first of a number of tigers, hopefully.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. New male, hopefully a new female soon, and yeah, a year, 2 cubs, hopefully.
Staff at the Highland Wildlife Park have been training Vladimir to walk into his crate. It's the preferred option because anaesthetising him would bring risks and complications. But hauling a heavy crate with more than 20 stone of tiger inside isn't straightforward, especially when the cargo is a bit grumpy.
You can hear him growling. I've just seen the crate rocking as well. That's one rather upset tiger.
The combined weight of the tiger and its crate is more than 1/3 of a tonne.
That's hard work. He's not happy either. Look at that. He's full of attitude, isn't he?
You know, it's a stressful situation. Any of these cats, you know, he's lived his whole life in this pen behind me. Suddenly there's always strangers about, a whole load of people, change your routine. You can't blame him, but hopefully by the end of the day we'll have him back at Yorkshire and he'll be settled.
How are you feeling about your first tiger?
Super, isn't it? It's great stuff, yeah. Fantastic. Let's just get him home.
Let's get on the way.
It's going to be an 8-hour drive to Doncaster. I've never been on the road for so long with a potential man-eater. We'll be fine as long as there are no hold-ups on the way.
We've had camels, we've had zebras, we've had loads of different animals, but everyone's different and you treat them different.
And have you ever had any trouble with animals escaping?
No.
On the motorway?
No, we don't want none neither.
What would you do if all of a sudden the tiger broke out the back of the vehicle?
Well, it's impossible for it to break out at vehicle. If it gets out of its cage, it can't get out at vehicle. But if it did get out, don't stop and shake hands with it.
But by the time we reach Doncaster, there's a problem. The tiger enclosure isn't ready. It's a last-minute hitch that no one expected, and Vladimir has to wait.
Come with me. We'll have the first exclusive look at where Vladimir's going to go. You're going to have to keep your head down. This is where he'll be coming down. As soon as he's released in here, he'll come down here. It's sealed there. The guys are still working above us. Come through. And here we are. Absolutely superb. Loads of bedding to keep him warm. Tigers quite often like to sleep above ground, so this platform is absolutely perfect for him. He's also got access to the quarters in here. We've got a huge log for him to sharpen his claws on, and a tyre to throw around as well.
Vladimir's been in his crate for more than 10 hours, and his patience is wearing thin.
He's suddenly woken up and he's incredibly angry. The whole of the crate just rocked there.
There was one last surprise. Vladimir left his crate with all the speed of Usain Bolt.
Goodbye.
Whoa, there it goes. Fabulous.
Everyone backed off after Vladimir entered his enclosure, giving him time to get used to his new home. The next day saw him more settled, but still a bit tetchy.
I fully know that those bars will protect me from him, but I have to say, just hearing that and seeing those teeth is rather scary.
Vladimir will soon be joined by a tigress from a Bulgarian zoo. They'll be let out into a larger reserve, and by Easter, the public will be able to see this magnificent beast. And in the coming years, who knows, maybe a Yorkshire export back to the land of the tiger.